Ever pondered the enigma behind the lingering memory of narcissists? Today's discourse delves into this intriguing facet of narcissistic conduct. Greetings. Thank you for tuning in. Join us as we explore the intricacies of why narcissists retain recollections of you post-separation. And remember to hit that subscribe button to stay abreast of the unfolding narrative. Your support fosters awareness about narcissistic manipulation and accelerates the healing process. The compulsion of narcissists to cling to memories of you, even amidst separation, can be attributed to two primary motives. Whether it was your money, power, or constant support, you gave them everything they needed to do well. They felt alive and valued because you understood, cared about, and were ready to overlook their flaws. Even though they were being dishonest, you kept holding out hope that they would change, giving you second chances and a never-ending chance to make things right. They were empty before you came along and gave them life. You were the light in their darkness. From now on, they work hard to find someone who can match the closeness they felt with you. The narcissist thought that the bond you shared with them was unmatched, with dramatic highs and devastating lows that were made possible by their power over your feelings and beliefs. Their lives are stuck in a never-ending loop that they can't get out of. The happiness they felt with you is still unmatched and haunts their every thought. They are always comparing their new sources of reinforcement to you, which makes them unhappy because they can't get the same intense feelings that are stored in their body and mind. Even though they work hard to find something better, it doesn't always happen, leaving them unhappy and wishing for what they had with you. Because they are unhappy, many narcissists put down their present sources of supply by comparing them to others to make them feel small and embarrassed. Their hurt ego festers in the background, always reminding them of the pain you caused them. You've done a lot of damage by putting your own wants first and showing their true selves. It's very important for narcissists to keep up a well-crafted image, where their partners, children, or anyone else who gives them power fits right in. Disagreement is not allowed at all. But you broke these chains of silence by showing them what they really are, either to them or to the people they've been controlling. They have lost their power and control because you took away their mask of lies. Their lies are now clear for everyone to see, which hurts their desperately held-on reputation. The narcissist will be devastated by this news. They depend on other people believing in their lies without question in order to stay alive. They are having a psychological crisis because their support system is falling apart and their power is going down. Your actions have left a permanent mark and shattered the very foundations of their carefully built world. When they are turned down or don't have any possible targets, they feel absolutely terrible about you, but they can't show how angry they are. You hold no sway over me, you openly said, holding up a mirror to their false sense of control. This shocked them deeply, especially if they were used to being in charge and controlling your life. Now that you've downplayed their importance, they're left stunned and confused, at first rejecting your claim but eventually giving in. When I talked to my narcissistic dad about this, he felt like he was in a corner, like an animal caught. His first reaction was shock and denial, but it quickly turned into a never-ending rage, which was made worse by my choice to cut ties with him. And that's your most powerful form of revenge. Standing up to them, then pulling away, leaving them angry all day and night. They can't get you out of their minds because you keep going through this circle of defiance and abandonment. Narcissists can't forget about you because of these two things. In the comments, let me know which one spoke to you the most. The end of this chapter is almost here. Thanks for listening to me. Remember that you can start the healing process at any time.
The narcissist will suffer and leave you forever if you do this. My videos often center around aspects that profoundly affect a narcissist's emotional core. A recurring theme in my content revolves around the futility of seeking revenge on a narcissist. I consistently stress the importance of moving forward in life instead of harboring a desire for retaliation. It's crucial to recognize that trying to match the harm inflicted by a narcissist is an unwinnable battle. It's important to note, however, that this doesn't suggest narcissists are impervious to pain. On the contrary, certain actions can deeply hurt them, even if they mask their emotions. These actions can leave a lasting impact, causing significant distress. In this discussion, I'll be highlighting some of these actions that can leave a narcissist emotionally wounded for an extended period. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here and have a keen interest in understanding narcissistic abuse, don't forget to subscribe. Feel free to anonymously ask any questions that come up as we delve into today's topic. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the subject at hand. One of the most powerful ways to inflict lasting emotional pain on a narcissist is through the act of ignoring them. Being ignored universally generates feelings of discontent, but for a narcissist, who thrives on your attention and energy, it's akin to taking away the air they breathe. Initially drawn to you because of the perceived unwavering commitment, the act of ignoring deals a severe blow to their self-esteem. Your indifference compels them to work harder to regain your attention or find an alternative source of dependency. This struggle often involves a combination of strategies, something they'd rather avoid. They prefer you to remain passive and easily manipulated. Why does this particular action cause such profound hurt for them? While they may not openly admit it, the pain originates from a place of shock and disbelief. They never foresaw a scenario where you would completely sever contact or continuously ignore them. Additionally, it deals a significant blow to their inflated self-esteem. By breaking free from their manipulative tactics, you've not only gained victory, but also regained control, liberating yourself from their toxic influence. The loss of your support induces considerable distress in them. True to their nature, they may move on. It's ingrained in who they are. However, rest assured that the moment you sever all ties and communication, you create a lasting memory that will stay with them for a long, long time. Additionally, as previously mentioned, let's explore the concept of the narcissistic injury, an impactful blow to a narcissist's self-esteem. This injury, triggering profound emotional pain, occurs when you take actions like holding the narcissist accountable for their behavior, setting boundaries or standards, or subjecting them to criticism. Whether the criticism is delivered in a professional and constructive manner or results in their embarrassment or humiliation, it wounds them deeply. Essentially, you're puncturing the fantastical bubble in which they reside. It's important to recognize that there's the real world where we all exist, and then there's the highly distorted version of reality within which narcissists dwell. When you burst this imaginary bubble, they are momentarily forced to confront their true selves, a process they detest. The hurt stems from their intense self-loathing at the core, as they adamantly refuse to acknowledge that their behavior might be inappropriate or flawed in any way. I've previously produced an in-depth video detailing my experience in inflicting a narcissistic injury on the narcissist I had to confront. Much like I explained my process, others have shared stories of intentionally or unintentionally causing a similar injury. This consistently results in a dent in the narcissist's ego, an encounter they won't easily forget. When survivors are responsible for inducing a narcissistic injury, even if they are unaware of their actions, the probability of being subjected to manipulation decreases. At the very least, it takes a considerable amount of time for the narcissist to consider another attempt, as they carefully weigh the decision before deciding whether to approach you again. Thirdly, another impactful action that causes lasting distress for a narcissist is rejection. When you take the initiative to terminate the relationship and walk away, you wield significant power over the narcissist. These individuals consistently desire to be the ones to end a relationship, as it aligns with their need for control. They ensure they have a new support system in place, enabling them to orchestrate the breakup on their terms. If they are the ones to leave, it simplifies their task of crafting a negative narrative, portraying themselves as the victim, and garnering sympathy and support from others. This also aids in launching a more effective smear campaign against you, with statements like, "I had no choice but to leave. They were untruthful, disloyal, and much more." Once again, it's easier for them to assume the victim role. However, when you are the one who decides to leave, you strip them of these manipulative tools. They might not have a new person ready to fully depend on, and while they might enjoy some support, it's not someone they're eager to rely on for the long term. They can still resort to lies and play the victim card, but it won't be as effective, since you were the one who initiated the breakup. You were the one who ended the relationship, and you may have even severed their access to living arrangements or financial resources. Therefore, when you seize control and walk away, it delivers a devastating blow to them. Furthermore, it's crucial to emphasize this point. They never foresee you taking such a decisive step. The idea of you leaving and maintaining your distance never crosses their minds. Consequently, when you carry out this action, it leaves an indelible mark on their memory, profoundly affecting them. For a more in-depth exploration of this, I recommend revisiting the discussion under point number 2. Now let's move on to the fourth point, which centers on the process of moving on. Through countless interactions with survivors via emails, personal sessions, and live chats, a recurring narrative often emerges. I had completely moved on. I was genuinely starting to feel better. I wasn't fixating on the past, and I was making progress in my life. Then, out of nowhere, they attempted to manipulate me again. I personally experienced the exact same scenario. It's as if they suddenly realize, oh, it seems like they're doing better. Let me send them one of those random, I miss you texts and disrupt their entire day by triggering a whirlwind of emotions. This aspect of the disorder is one among many that I confess I don't fully comprehend because my mindset simply doesn't align with this behavior. They might be entirely done with us, engaging in lies, cheating, and stealing, and in some cases, receiving so little from us towards the end. It's perplexing, isn't it? We offer them nothing, yet they refuse to let us be. Narcissists don't depart until they decide to. When a relationship concludes, one might assume they won't return, pushed away, done with us. Yet, as soon as we begin to recover, they reappear. It's almost as if they can sense an opportunity for manipulation. It's as if they just know. Frankly, it's bewildering. Either the narcissist wants us, or they don't, and I fail to understand. However, their timing always appears impeccable, though it varies for each individual. I was deceived again 3 months later, while some people report being tricked again after just a month of feeling better. The timing is always different, leaving me perplexed. Putting aside my grievances, your progress, whether in love or not, is inconsequential to them. If you're moving forward in your life without romantic entanglements, if you're healing, feeling better, and managing in a healthy way, perhaps through support groups or therapy, it's no coincidence that they attempt to return and exploit your progress. I genuinely don't believe it's because they just know. They don't want you to be happy or succeed. After enough research, it becomes evident. They're profoundly jealous and insecure about everything. Yet your moving on deeply upsets them and leaves a lasting imprint. Now let's take a moment to summarize. It's important to acknowledge that narcissists typically won't admit that these actions hurt them. Most won't, because it would damage their pride and ego. They often strive to present a tough or emotionless facade. Therefore, it's crucial to understand that while the elements on my list do cause distress for narcissists, they will eventually move on to someone else in their pursuit of an unattainable ideal of perfection and happiness. This cyclical pattern is inherent in their nature. I want to dispel any illusion that these actions can transform a narcissist into a better person or make them endlessly pursue you. It won't happen. While these actions will undoubtedly linger in their thoughts and disturb them, they do eventually move on. The chasing ceases. This isn't a guide for actions to take against a narcissist. It's about exiting the relationship, healing, and focusing on yourself. It's not about spitefulness. It's about demonstrating that there are things that genuinely cause them pain. Things that will bother them for an extended period. They probably won't disclose this. Their relentless pursuit and chasing after you won't endure indefinitely. However, by prioritizing yourself and acting in your best interest, you'll likely end up naturally performing most of the actions on this list. That's what makes all of this so powerful. You don't need revenge. You don't need to do anything extraordinary. Prioritize yourself. Do what's in your best interest, and these outcomes will naturally follow. It's like accomplishing 2 objectives with one simple action. The fifth element that significantly affects a narcissist for the rest of their lives is the fear of being forgotten. Narcissists rely on constant ego reinforcement. They are addicted to attention and admiration. Even as I was formulating this thought and expressing it now, the mere discussion of them feels draining. When they experience being forgotten, it delivers another blow to their inflated ego. Confronted with the reality that they are not as central as they perceive themselves to be, they may be prompted to regain control. If they sense someone gradually distancing themselves, they might engage in attention-seeking behaviors, So don't let these individuals torment you endlessly. Based on personal experience, I can assure you they'll give it their all. At times, their persistence endures, whether you're aware of it or not. Some of them linger for the long haul. Another action that deeply wounds a narcissist is when you visibly move on with someone else. While this could generally fall under the category of moving on, I wanted to distinguish it to underscore a difference. Life continues without them, whether you embark on a new relationship or choose to spend time alone. Truthfully, they detest both scenarios, but witnessing you with someone else is evidently more painful, evoking feelings similar to what we experience when we see them with a new partner. They evaluate their situation just as we do, grappling with jealousy and pondering questions like, "What's so special about this new person? What's happening here?" In this situation, a narcissist might strive to regain control, attempting to divert your attention from your new relationship and entice you back to them. As I mentioned, they contemplate many of the same things we do. I believe they experience self-loathing similar to what we might feel at times when observing you move on with someone else, progressing and finding happiness in your life. This is something they don't easily let go of. So I encourage you to drop your thoughts in the comments about what you think deeply affects a narcissist. Share if there's something intentional or unintentional you've done that you believe has hurt a narcissist, dealt a blow to their ego, or caused a narc injury. Feel free to spill the tea with me. By the way, I sometimes get questions about the meaning of spill the tea. Just like the beverage you sip, spill the tea refers to sharing juicy information or gossip. Whether you gossip or share the truth, I lean towards the latter. But it essentially means discussing revealing details about the narcissist in your life. So in simple terms, spill the tea implies engaging in a comment section discussion. Don't hesitate to comment. Even if it's about my occasional swearing, that's perfectly fine. I genuinely don't mind. It's entertaining, and I usually don't delete such comments because they amuse me. Feel free to express your thoughts openly. If you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up as it truly supports me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you believe the video could be helpful to other survivors in spaces where my videos may not have reached, share it. Wishing you a fantastic day, survivor, and always prioritize taking good care of yourself.